Perhaps you've been following the news about the special election that just happened last week in the Tampa, Florida area, where David Jolly, the Republican, defeated Alex Sink, the Democrat. Now, at first blush, you might think, well, this is, it's just another election. Well, hold on. David Jolly was outspent. The Republican was outspent 3-1. This was an $11 million campaign total between both candidates, all right? Bill Clinton campaigned for Alex Sink. The Democrats were all in on this election, and they lost. It's so stunning that Chris Matthews, who is a MSNBC television host, as you probably know, used to work as a staffer on Capitol Hill for Tip O'Neill. Chris Matthews is saying that it looks like the Senate is going to be lost to the Democrats. And again, to give you perspective, so you understand how significant this is, if you can outspend somebody 3-1, normally in American politics, you can destroy them. Think back when Newt Gingrich in the 2012 primary cycle, Newt Gingrich was actually up in the polls. And Mitt Romney said, the end. And Mitt Romney targeted Gingrich, I believe it was in Iowa, and just pummeled him into the earth to the point where Newt Gingrich went from the front runner and then ultimately, as we know, had to pull out of the race. Couldn't raise money. So the Democrats are in absolute panic over this because all that David Jolly really hammered on was, you guessed it, Obamacare. So right now, the Democrats are trying to figure out what's our strategy. How do we get a united front for 2014? And they can't do it. Some of them are saying we just have to run right at it and say Obamacare is great. It just needs a little bit of work. Some Democrats are saying, no, we have to say it's a disaster because it is a disaster. Others are saying, let's just not talk about it. Oh, look, over there, a foreign policy issue. Oh, let's talk about that. So we're going to have to watch, probably with a smirk on our face, at least I will, to watch how the Democrats handle Obamacare because this race signals that Obamacare is going to is going to keep the U.S. House in the hands of the Republicans and possibly take it out of the hands of the Senate. Now, should that happen, should the Republicans gain control of both houses, I ask this question. So what? All right, I was probably a little too sour and dour. But really, are they going to overturn Obamacare? Boehner had the chance to just not fund it. House Speaker Boehner. Constitutionally, all funding has to originate in the House of Representatives. And there were members of the House who said, let's just not fund it. He wouldn't do that. Now you've got senators and House members that are saying, well, we can work with the president to fix it. What we need is to completely overturn it. Every dot and tittle of that law needs to be jettisoned. Will the Republicans do that? Will the Republicans defund Planned Parenthood? Will the Republicans if they get both houses, will they use it to begin to dismantle the federal plantation? I don't know. That depends upon two things. Number one, whether or not they are true lovers of life and liberty, that are Republicans who win. And number two, whether or not we get a true lover of life and liberty in the White House in 2016. Friend, there's a simple moral of the story here that I want to leave you with. Principle matters more than party. Principle matters more than party. And just because somebody has an R after their name does not mean that they are going to do the right thing. If anything, it might mean that they're going to betray us because they mouth the words that we want to hear in order to get our vote, but then they don't deliver the goods. This is the voice of resistance.